So Sam and I published maybe a year and a half ago now
Yeah,
a
it was the
joint
end of
piece.
2023.
Yeah, a joint piece just after we both left Substack, which was, and we both went to different platforms, and so we did a piece that explained what we'd chosen to do and why, what was better, what was worse, what we were still wondering about, that kind of thing. And honestly, that is one of the pieces I have shared most.
Definitely. Yeah. And it's hard because it's like, the phrase, like, I don't want to yuck anyone's yum.
Mm,
It's like when people are coming in and they want to start a newsletter or they want to start creating, I love that. Like, I think we need creativity in this world more, and people need to feel that excitement in creating and doing their own work, especially in the age of AI. Um,
sure.
but, I do want to, like, let's get very specific about Substack, because what Substack is, it's like a venture capital funded, Silicon Valley based publishing platform. And really it's like kind of a hybrid social media site. It's very platformatized.
Which is where the problem started, really. For me, that was where I first experienced harm on the platform because they had this thing called Substack Notes. The tipping point was their courting and platforming of neo-Nazi and far-right voices fairly actively, and their refusal, the founders' refusal to see that as an issue that needed to be sorted.
Right.
Right? So many people join the platform now without remembering that history. But when I talk to people, some of whom are still there, some of whom have left, and they say, well, if I'm a person of the global majority, I'm still having these problems. This issue has not gone away because the
Mhm.
Substack founders never dealt with it. Like you, Sam, I'm really passionate about more people whose voices aren't normally heard getting their voices out there. But there are so many other ways to do that. And Substack is about promoting Substack.
Right.
The more time passes, the more you see that they're dragging people into their app. They're making it harder for you to read things if you're not in their ecosystem. And people, and they like you to call everything a Substack, but whose brand is that building? That's Substack's brand. That's not yours. You know, One of the big tips I always say to people is, refer to your newsletter as your newsletter, as your brand. Doesn't
Mm.
matter what's underneath it, right? Don't let it be, don't let it be hijacked really by a big tech company that says, this is part of our brand.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think, that is the biggest piece for me that a lot of people miss, because like I come from digital advertising, brand strategy. Really, I did everything. I also, bought multi-million dollar TV ads all the time. So, um, but like the digital advertising piece is like, do you have control of your data? Do you have control of your personality and your brand? And if we look at it as like, this is who I am, and these are the values that I want to have, and this is how I want to achieve the visions that I see in the world, right? Um, you can't do that on Substack, because my value is to provide information that is supportive for people and to not overwhelm them. And Substack doesn't really care about that. So they were emailing my subscribers constantly, and I
Yes.
had no control over that.